What's up?
What's up?
What happening? Back from Vegas?
Made it back from Vegas alive.
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 Yes.
That was a good
Alive?
trip.
It was a good trip.
It
What
was
did we
hot.
do?
It was hot.
It wasn't hot.
It was hot. It wasn't Riverside hot.
Riverside had some. I think they saw the devil in the crack in the cement in Riverside, dude. It was hot
degrees.
there. It was hot. But it was actually 115, 114 in Vegas, which
Yeah.
is normal for them, but
But you get in the
Not for me.
You get in the or the casinos, and it's like
it's like 28
Yeah.
degrees.
your wife
Yeah.
and my wife, I think, were the only two people on the strip with sweatshirts.
Yes, they were.
Oh my gosh,
Yes.
it was crazy. Good times.
What did we do there?
So hung out, got there on Friday, went over to our team lead's house out there, James. Hung out, went over numbers. Woke up Friday night. What do we do Friday night?
Nothing. I think I was in bed at 10. I'm lame when I go to Vegas. You know that.
I don't.
I think it was 10 o'clock. I was in bed.
Where did we go? Where did we even eat Friday?
Yep. I don't even remember. Apparently, it wasn't that good.
That's scary.
Or that important.
That's scary.
Yeah, it'll come to me in a minute here. But
I
yeah,
don't know. We walked around. Walked around Caesar's.
we
shops.
went to Margaritaville.
Went to Margaritaville.
That's right.
That was good.
That's right.
That was good. We had a good time.
Yeah.
Then just walked around and liquid nitrogen. That's when we ate liquid
Oh,
nitrogen.
that's the most useless stuff in the world.
So below
Useless.
this video will be a video of us eating liquid nitrogen. So you were able to get it to shoot at your nose. I was
Yes.
not. Kept it in my mouth too long, burnt my nose or my tongue. Sorry.
Hey, don't drink the juice either.
Don't drink it. Yeah, poured it on the cement. That was cool.
Yeah.
Man, Las Vegas Strip is.
You know what we used to do with
interesting place.
liquid nitrogen in the military? We used to actually take frogs. We used to catch them over in Turkey, and we used to dip them in. Yeah.
Alive.
Yes. Well, they would like freeze instantly, and then you'd be able to take them and throw them in the air, and they'd
That is
shatter.
So wrong. That is so wrong.
That
on
was
so many
PG.
levels.
Any frog lovers out there? Sorry.
And then Saturday morning, woke up early, had meetings with our
James didn't
agents
like
out
that.
there. No.
James did not like getting up early.
No, nope. Had meetings and then hung out. Went Saturday, walked around the malls. We
went all the way down Fashion Square, back around.
We
and
put some miles on the old
yeah.
feet. And then Saturday night, went and saw La Rev.
yes,
That was interesting.
yes. I've never done drugs in my life, and I
But if you
think that
did-
was very close to what it would be like.
It was lots of spandex, lots
Yes.
of water, lots of aerobatics,
Lots of trust.
lots of trust. We'll talk about that in a minute.
Yeah.
And then just hung out that night. My wife stayed up until 11 p.m.
Woo!
Yep.
I think that's about as late as
Yeah.
I hung in there.
And then Sunday morning, hung out, went to Titanic exhibit first.
Yep.
I was a first class guy that died.
I was a third class guy that died.
Yep. Then we went to the bodies.
Yeah, so if you ever
exhibit.
get a chance to go there, that's actually pretty cool. Actually,
Both were cool. So the Titanic one was interesting in the fact that's the second time Jenny and I have done it, is the sheer weight of the ship. What they do is you get a slip and you're an actual real person that was on the
Yeah.
cruise. Backstory, everything. So I was in the first class cabin. You were down with Leo.
I was a peasant.
Leo DiCaprio
Yeah.
in the basement. But my ticket was equivalent to $103,000.
Mine was like 1,500.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Bet you the food choices were different too.
Oh, for sure.
Yes,
For
they
sure.
were.
But looking at just how they lived and what happened and how cold the water was and
Amazing story.
and looking at how prevented it could have been prevented.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was stuff coming across the radio saying icebergs, slow down. We've stopped. One of the ships that broadcast before they hit the iceberg was we essentially stopped moving because there's too much ice. Crazy. And then after that, went to the bodies. Tell them about the bodies exhibit. For those that don't know what it is, explain to them what it is.
It's basically everything with the body, anything from muscles, skeletal, yeah.
But they're not
No,
wax museum.
Yeah,
bodies.
this is like real stuff.
So you walk
Very
in.
uncomfortable at times, in my
It's
opinion.
the bodies exhibit's been around for a long time. They used to travel and stuff. This is my first time going. Yours too. You walk in and it's like, that's a dude that used to be
Yep.
alive.
That's a real thing hanging there.
It was.
Yes.
Oh,
You know what? You know what got me was actually there was a young child. You could tell it was a child, obviously, and you think about it. It was kind of eerie to think that, you know, what if that were your child, and you had them preserved and on display like that, and you had the opportunity to go back there at any time and see your child. That was kind of just really weird to me. But
No, I
so I
literally.
was like, but that's what I want to do when I die. I want to be able to go in the bodies exhibit. And I'll be there.
But
in
your
the exhibit.
caveat was you wanted to
Heck
keep your
yeah.
head the same.
Keep my head the same,
Rip off all the flesh.
Yep.
Keep the head so
Yep.
disgusting.
and put something on my
Frontal.
niblets.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was the hard one where you're walking around going like, there's Uncle Tommy in his skin
Yes.
suit.
Yes, he was.
Oh,
Yep.
gosh.
Staring right at you.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was bad. So a couple things that kind of stood out to me was the trust side of Circus Soleil shows. It's just incredible. Like these guys. So at one point, this guy got lifted up. Two guys got lifted up. How far above the water? 80
Way
feet?
too far from
80
me.
feet?
Yeah, just way up into the top of the
Couldn't
auditorium.
even see him
there, yeah.
anymore. And then they just drop them. And then how people stay underwater. So like they're having, I think there's two types of trust that there is. There's the visible trust, and then there's the unseen, not implemented, but implied trust.
Implied trust. And I think different layers at that.
So
Because,
these people have oxygen masks underneath the water.
you think?
So yeah, or they can hold their breath for
Dude,
very long.
I think they hold their breath.
Yeah.
I don't think there's oxygen. I don't think so.
But I don't think that they necessarily think about the guys that do the maintenance on those. They just know when one doesn't work. But the trust that goes into that, the trust that goes into the guy with the lights, because when you're jumping around that much, if the lights go
it's pretty
off,
intense. It was pretty intense, you know.
that just absolutely insane.
Yeah.
Absolutely insane. So it was a good time though.
Yeah, we had a good conversation on the way up. It was real minor, but do essential oils work? Totally different ballpark here, going down a different alley. But do essential oils work? What's your take? Let me ask you that.
I am a fair weather oil fan.
Fairy what?
So here's what I do know:
Fair
is
weather.
I've had a headache before, and I put peppermint on, and the smell of peppermint. I don't know if it's because you just smell the
Terminated the headache?
It helped.
Okay.
It did help.
Okay.
There's other.
Do you think it's psychological, or do you think it was actually?
Here's
the
why I
peppermint?
don't think it's psychological. Some of them, like when they start mixing them and going like, I added these 6 together. Now, like,
Dude, if you went in that room in there,
it's just crazy.
dude, it is like the botanical gardens exploded.
Whenever you monetize something, you start to worry about.
Well,
So here's what I was gonna say though. Why I don't think it's.
I don't
mental
know.
Is my son used to get earaches all the time. It's on his 3rd set of tubes, so on and so forth. We used to try everything: Tylenol, warm compress, this or that. Wait with
I'm
okay.
hold
I know you
on.
got a
I'm holding
comment.
on
I know
here.
you got a comment. My wife used to warm up garlic and put one of the oils on it, and then wrap it in like paper towel and like literally shove it in his ears. And I watched him stop crying within 5 minutes. So I mean,
Do you think-
he's like 3 or 4 years old at the
Gotcha.
time.
Do you think it could have been like the feeling of it? And
Be-
then
but
it's just
we've-
like, hey, that's odd.
we've
you know what?
done-
You just lodged a chunk of wax about another inch deeper in my
Yeah,
head.
we've
and you know
done-
what? That feels better than what it was.
True.
Could be. I don't know. I'm just.
But after the third or fourth time, you start
Okay.
being a believer. Now, on the opposite side, where it's like,
Here we
it's-
go.
it's like,
Here we go.
I've got diverticulitis,
Yes.
smell this spearmint, and then
Yes.
you're cured.
Yep.
Like, there's so much just whack job stuff out there. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't think they'll ever know. But I think here's the thing. I think it's psychologically, if your mind thinks that it's working, it's going to work. That's
Yeah.
what I think. You know,
And I think
and that is a healing within itself.
Yeah, and I will.
So-
I will take an oil over something that some pharmacy created.
Heck
in a
yeah.
lab. So
I would.
I don't know.
I
We'll see.
would too. So,
Um,
what else? We got?
listening to a podcast this morning, talking about quitting, and it kind of
Which one was that?
one of them
Was
was
Jocko?
Jocko, and then it just kind of went on play. So there's 3 or 4 other ones on the way into
What
work.
was the one on Jocko? It was about good.
Good. So the one that he was talking about,
Lost your job.
good.
Why?
Yeah, you're gonna find the next
There's
opportunity.
something. There's something that's going to be good out of it.
Are you lose a business client, good.
Good.
You find out how to sharpen your tools better. So that was a good one from this morning. But the other one was quitting, and it reminded me of, I went to a conference called Catalyst back in, it's a Christian Leadership Conference I've been to numerous times. Andy Stanley, who's a leadership guy and a pastor, he was talking about when you stay, when you go. What's the 80s song? Should I stay or should I go?
Don't do that.
You remember that?
I do remember
remember
that.
the 80s?
Yes, but let's let them sing it.
I only remember half of them because I wasn't alive for the other half.
But who sang that?
I don't know. Duran.
I think it was. Anyhow.
I have no idea. So we got on the board. 2 of the things that he said was, sometimes you need the courage to stay when it would be easier to leave. Okay.
I had that problem.
Okay. Or the opposite, the courage to leave when it would be easier to stay. So let's tackle this first one first. Courage to stay when it would be easier to leave. How do you think that applies?
Mine was opposite, but I think courage to stay is when you have conflict
Okay.
and that you need to resolve that conflict. And I think too many people walk away from the problem.
You may need to leave in general after that, but
Oh,
you
yeah.
need to at least stay through the conflict.
Exactly, to help resolve it. It's a part of the process. And too many people just go, I don't want to talk about it. I'm gonna walk away from this. That does not solve it. Sometimes you may be heated, and yeah, you may need to calm down a little bit or walk. But I think that falls in line with that.
For sure.
Have to mention that.
Yeah. One of the things that he said after that was, if you run now, you may never stop running. I think that there's a lot.
Running away from problems, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. Running away from problems, conflict, when it gets a little bit
Yeah,
tough,
yeah.
you step away and you quit. Not to say that everybody that's ever changed a job or a career field has quit, but or at the least bit. But there's a difference between upward mobility and opportunity and so on and so forth. Like your job changed several times in the military, but you look at other people and situations where it's maybe not even job, maybe it's relationships. I've seen that with people that I've, I use the word counsel very loosely, but talked to and kind of done life with, where as soon as it gets hard,
They give up.
they give up.
Shout out to Danny Grimes.
Okay.
Down in Florida there, runs a real estate team. He was at a conference. I think you were at the conference with me, or a training event, and he had mentioned that people don't fail real estate. Nobody fails in real estate. They just quit.
Yep.
And you sit back and think about that and let that sink in a little bit. It's like, so true.
It is. It is. Yeah. The people just always have their shoes laced up and ready to exit at any given time.
And it reminds me of that picture of the guy he's like do you remember the old, I know you do, remember the old video game Dig Dug? Where he's digging a hole in the ground and there's a pot of gold that's on the other end, and he's literally He's
sliver.
about that far away, but meanwhile, what he did is he turned around and goes, dude, I've been down this tunnel and there's nothing.
Yeah.
You know, so he turned around to the last second.
Yeah.
Where if he would have hit one more time, then he would have
Would've
hit the
been
pot of gold. Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of value in the breakthroughs. So our joke with when I was pastoring was, you know, we called them bread truck Mondays. That Sunday, anything that could go wrong went wrong, and it was like, you know, I'd rather drive a bread truck than continue this. And somebody had asked me a long time ago if I had ever. So I pastored. So I started getting paid at church when I was 18. Stopped getting paid when I was 33, something like that. So around 15 years. And so I had someone ask me, "Have you ever thought about quitting in that time?" I said, "Yeah, like every Monday."
Well,
I'd have quit a million times.
Wow.
It's just you got to push through, because usually that next day, like never quit anything emotionally.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah,
You had bread truck Mondays. I had beer truck Mondays.
you just wanted to go
Little
drive
bit
a beer
different.
truck.
Yes.
Yeah, I like carbs.
Carbs
So the other one was courage to leave when it would be easier to stay. So talk about that. You said that was kind of yours.
Yeah. Do you leave the party or do you stay? You know, nothing good happens after midnight. I remember my mom telling me that.
I'm
And you
more
know
like
what?
10 o'clock.
I'm trying to tell my kids that 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock is, yeah, I kind of agree with it. And, you know, and that's the thing is, if you stay, what are you suscepting yourself to?
Yeah.
You know? Then you got to look at who are you there with, who else stayed, and who else left.
So
And you're looking there and going, okay, yeah, this is going nowhere good.
So I used to get crap all the time from other real estate agents and whatnot. It was
I think I know where you're going.
going back to Vegas.
Yes.
We were talking about this when we were in Vegas, walking by it. We went to a party at Movement Mortgage party. I'm guessing they dropped 60 grand.
A bunch of bones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have no idea. They rented out the Eiffel Tower in Las
Yep.
Vegas, and Anthony Azar, we've mentioned numerous times. He and I both have the same, like you do too. Is I'm going to get in, shake some hands, say hi to people, and I'm out, because you mix alcohol, loud music, and past 9 o'clock at night.
Bad choices.
Yeah, it just doesn't. And I'm not. When you're in a leadership position, it requires.
You
just
can
in
have
general.
fun. Am I right? You
Yeah.
can have a blast.
Oh, dude, I'll have
It's
a
just
blast at 2 p.m.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, but we look at each other across, and he comes up to me and he's like, "Do not leave without me." And I'm like, "I got you."
I can
And
see that.
it was like literally 8 o'clock, maybe 8:30.
You know what?
I look at him and I go,
Out.
he's like,
Yeah.
right.
You know what? Some people may think you're boring then.
"Oh yeah,
How do you feel about that?
I don't give a rip."
No, I'm with you.
At the older
I'm with you. Because you wake up in the morning and you know what? There's some of them going, oh my gosh, what did I do?
Yeah.
Well, I know what I did.
Yeah, like I was literally. I
You
was
went back
in
and
bed
watched
at
Murder, She Wrote, didn't
Murder
you?
She Wrote, 8:45. Like it was NCIS or something. And I don't know. Like there's different times and seasons. Like
There's a time and a place for everything.
yeah, like when I go hunting, I've got no problem staying up till midnight or whatnot, depending on if we've harvested something or not. Or like Ragbri, if you can stay awake that long.
Now,
It's a
8
different,
o'clock.
but it's a
The
different
rule is you cannot go to bed before 8 o'clock
But-
p.m.
But you're with a selective group of people that have each other's backs, you know. But the thought of I've been through too many experiences where just nothing good happens that late at all. Like
Yeah.
nobody. Let me ask you this: how many times have you said, "Man, I drank too much and I made a really bad decision at noon"?
You got problems if that's the
Yeah,
case.
like,
You got
it just
problems.
doesn't-
Well, you
it
know,
doesn't happen.
I say funny, you know, and it's kind of a shame. You know, I was up at 6 a.m. in Vegas, and you know, there's not a lot of people that are up. And if they are up, unfortunately, down in the casinos, they're
They've
doing
been
the
up.
walk of shame.
Yeah.
They're just
Well, like
yeah.
yeah.
Or there's
it's
others
just-
that are working out, and you know, they're getting their day started. It's just kind of
yeah.
how they
But-
do their lifestyle.
I think a lot of it too, though, is what may be different for us, and this doesn't come across arrogant or bragging, but we have so much freaking fun during the day. We don't need midnight.
Nope. Well, I think that it's just it's a life by design.
Like, I get
As
it.
cheesy as that sounds.
I get it.
I choose to have fun.
If you work 40, 50 hours a week and you hate your job, it sucks. Every relationship you have sucks.
Why do you think people stick in those jobs? Is it to go back to what we're talking about?
Courage. You need the courage to leave when it'd be easier to stay. It's security.
Mm-hmm.
It's security.
I can't leave. I don't have any other skill set. I don't have something of that nature, but they're just digging a deeper hole.
For sure.
Wow.
And every
Yeah.
year that goes on is 1 year past what they could have done something different.
Correct.
But when they hate their job, when
Wow.
they got to go out and, like, I have this conversation with my wife all the time. Is I love being around people. I'm a social person. My wife, at one point in our marriage, told me I had to stop inviting people over for dinner because after the 5th day in a row, she's like, we're not having anybody else at our house. I love.
I've only been
I
over to your
texted
house
her-
once.
I literally
you know
texted
that?
her this morning. Yeah,
I've only been there once.
you've been there numerous times to leave your car.
Yeah, to leave my car. Yeah.
But I texted her today. I was like, "Hey, do you want to get together with some friends tomorrow?" It's a different lifestyle with the kids and whatnot. But going back to it now is like I don't get sick of my wife.
Mm-hmm.
That's
My
cool
wife
thing.
is my best friend. She
Yeah,
really is.
like we've got friends that joke around. I know they love each other, but there's other people that I know that are serious that go like, I need a break from my spouse. Like, I'll need a break from my kids, but like I could spend every waking minute with my spouse and be fine.
Yeah.
So I think it's the discontentment in other areas which drives them or people to do that. But when you're living life by design throughout the week and every day, like we literally have as much fun eating lunch at some Mexican restaurant in town than we do at midnight drinking.
Yeah.
It's
Totally
just
agree.
it's just the way it is. So go ahead.
Go ahead. No, I was going to say, I was going to do a shout out to somebody. Do you have a shout out to anybody?
Um,
I'm gonna do a shout out to
You
our
go.
wives for putting up with us for 2-3
Four-
days straight.
14 hours in the car with us.
Yeah. They only slept a little bit.
On the way back, they slept more
Yes,
than
they
they did on the way
did. Yes,
up.
they did.
Yeah, at that point, I think they were
Yeah.
just toast.
Done.
Yeah, yeah, they were.
Yeah.
absolutely
And then
toast.
who else we got a shout out for? Anybody?
I don't know. There's just so many people in Las Vegas.
How about Amber and Amir?
Amber
Amber.
and Amir, man, they are agents up in Vegas. They just rock stars, just good.
They're good people.
Um,
Good people.
You
You
know.
know.
So we've got like 5 minutes before we need to jump onto a meeting. We had heard the quote, "Want to be in business with people for life."
Mm-hmm.
What's that mean?
You know, I've got the philosophy that people just aren't. You don't treat them like a rotating door. You know, if you're willing to be in business with somebody and go down that road, you're either going to do the work on the front end or the back end. And the back end is basically getting rid of them, and there's a lot of emotion with that. So you'll typically do anything and everything you possibly can, as long as they're not taking advantage of you. If
Okay.
people start to take advantage of you, that's a totally different situation. And thank goodness, knock on wood, that I've never really had that. You could start to see certain indicators, and sometimes it's a reality check for them. You know, hey,
For sure.
hey, I don't know if you know this, but this is what's starting to happen. But nobody wants to be treated, and I think going in for the long haul. You know, Simon Sinek was talking about, you don't balance the books by cutting people,
Yeah,
and I think that's the era that we're in now,
for sure.
or have been in, and
And-
that's just not cool.
And going to be in like
Yeah.
this economy is not lasting forever.
Exactly. And then, you know what? Everybody's happy when people are making money.
Yeah,
Team's happy when they're winning. When the scoreboard's reflecting a pretty big number against the other opposing team, the team's happy. There's really no squabbling going on. If you're on the opposite team, though, what do you
get
think's happening
you get
internally?
irritated with people.
Every little
very
thing matters
short.
now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah, and that's
And that's a sport,
yeah.
okay? Not like soccer, which isn't a sport. Did you see who won?
Is it still going?
France? I think it was France.
Is
I'm
it-
sorry.
is
Yeah,
it still-
France.
Is it still going?
I don't think so. I think it was Jenny was there. When was it? Monday? I think it was Monday. They had the last 93-minute game or whatever the heck it is.
Thank God it's only every 4
You know what?
years.
I was gonna say we got 4 years to celebrate till the next one. Did you see the guy? I guess jumping on the back of the truck there, and cops jumped out and kind of pummeled them
I've literally
for trying to
watched,
celebrate.
I've literally watched zero football.
Yeah, I didn't even see what. I even asked Jenny. I said, "Hey, so what is the score? 1-0."
I bet you they all use essential oils.
I bet you're right. Bet you're right.
All right, we'll probably crank out another one of these this week
Yes.
because we need to do a little front loading because
We have literally 1 week before we leave. 1 week. That's 7 days before we leave for Iowa. And front loading is
so
either putting our butt on a bicycle seat
no, I
or
don't want to mess up my training regimen.
don't want to. No, yeah.
So we leave. We've got Yeti giveaway. We're going to give
Yeah.
away on Tuesday. We'll post a link below. Tickets are
Yeah, we have to have as much as possible for that
yeah,
to help them guys out. We're actually meeting up with them on Saturday.
nice.
Yeah.
So
in
hand
Onawa,
cyclist, yeah.
Iowa. The following Saturday. So we
Onawa?
can have something like that.
Onawa?
ONAWA. If you don't know where it's at, I never knew where it was at until about 3 months ago.
I'm looking at the weather. It's going to rain.
I hope not.
It's going to rain every
Chase is
day.
like, oh man, I hope it rains. I'm like, no, you don't.
Dude, I just
You
don't.
will wish for 100-degree heat.
I don't want heat, man. I don't want heat. The good news is after the bodies exhibit, I know which part of my butt hurts. There was a guy
You
on a
saw
bike.
it right up front.
Yeah, right there.
Yes.
Yep.
yes.
All right.
All right. I don't think we have anything else, do we?
I never did my shout out. I want to do a shout out to all the people that make the amazing, amazing food at Korean barbecue houses.
Oh, you enjoyed that, didn't you?
It was interesting.
Yeah, you did not enjoy that.
No, I didn't. I'll stick to American.
Yeah, his
barbecue.
face was just distorted like a little third grader.
Yeah, there's some weird crap.
Hey, Amir was tearing it up though. Amir, the other agent, he was tearing it up. Everybody else was, but you just like a third grader.
Guys with the name Delperdang don't like to deviate at all. I'll take an
steak?
I'll take an American steak over a Korean thin steak.
Yeah. Well, there's all kinds of stuff, but yeah, I didn't get the pork butt, whatever that thing.
Yeah, it was disgusting.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, guys. Anything else? I don't think so.
We're good.
I think we're good.
All right.
All right. Well, we'll see you next week.
Yep.
Later.
Peace out.